Ta-da! There it is, guys, all together. I didn't share the putting on of the exhaust and the carburetors and things like that. Didn't really see much point. It's, yeah, pretty boring. The carbs were relatively easy to go on because I previously replaced the airbox rubbers there, so they were nice and supple. Just makes, if you've ever done it, you'll know if you've got bendy airbox rubbers, it's easier to force the carbs in. Ready to start. I've got fuel supply hooked up. I'm outside because it's a cold day and the workshop heater's on, and I didn't want to open the workshop door and let all the cold air in, so I've just brought it out on the yard and shut the workshop door down. Right, let's cross our fingers. There's no reason why it shouldn't run. I've had fuel supply to the carbs for a few minutes, make sure they're not going to leak. I didn't do much to the carbs other than take the float bowls off and have a look inside and go, yes, they're still clean. Put them back together again, but they're not leaking, so let's give it a try. The $64,000 question is, shall I try and kickstart it or shall I use the electric start? I've charged the battery, so I think I'll probably use the electric start. Full choke. Oh, it's away, it's away! Chug, chug, chug. Come on now. Just get the choke in the right place. Bit of smoke out the exhaust, but that's kind of to be expected. There's a load of oil in those cylinders. Lots of smoke coming off it. It's just, you know, oil and not oil, but you know what I mean. It's all been together. There's GT85 everywhere. Just get the fast idle just in the right place so it can warm up. Just have a quick look around for leaks. Not that I'm expecting any, but you never know with these things. They do like to leak down this bolt here, which is now an Allen bolt, not the original Honda bolt with a copper washer on it. That screws into a head bolt. You need to put a little bit of silicone on the thread of this bolt. If you don't, you get oil leaking down one of the studs and coming out around the fins. That's a thing. That can make your heart stop when you see oil coming out. But it's, yeah, you just got to put a little bit of sealer on these bolts, this one and the one on the other side. Right. Actually sounds all right, doesn't it, that? And it's ticking over reasonably nicely. Obviously I've got to balance the carbs again, which I will do. Knock it right off its fast idle. A little bit of primary chain noise there. Right, I'll continue to let it warm up a bit. I'll check for leaks and stuff. Let's get the tank on. Got a new fuel filter here in line. Anyway. Don't want any dirt getting in the carbs. I had a look in the tank and it looked a bit, there were some bits of paint flaking around in there, flaked off and were floating about, so I put an extra fuel filter on it. Let's get the tank on. I mean, it's not leaking, it sounds fine. Let's go and have a ride, see what happens. I just listened back to that clip. The microphone makes it sound like a bloody diesel. Actually sounds quite nice. There's a little tinkly sound from the top end of the engine. Sounds like it wants the valve clearances doing again, which is a little bit odd. I think I'm going to ride it just as it is, and then I'll balance the carbs, probably recheck the valve clearances because it's only 10 minutes, and let's go from there. Right, see you on the road test. Okay guys, so quite looking forward to this. Ugh. So I have balanced the carbs just quickly. There is a definite sound a ticky ticky sound. I don't know whether the mic's either going to pick it up loads or not at all, but there is a definite tinkling of a tappet that needs adjusting, which is a bit strange. God, those rear shocks feel rock hard. Sounds nice. Obviously, we can't rev it too hard. Everything is new. Well, no, everything isn't new. The rings are new. Cylinders have been honed. So we want to give it an easy time for the first few miles. Not a lot of running in required, really. You know, I would probably 100 miles, just taking it reasonably easy. Well, it pulls better than it did. Yeah. Not that I really want to try it, but one of the symptoms of weak valve springs is they don't like to rev. You know, they don't like to pull hard, high in the revs. So sort of 5,000-6,000, they sort of run out of steam and go all flat. Don't really want to be revving it that hard, but I do want to. It just feels like it's got more power now somehow. Just feels a little bit, yeah, just a bit snappier. There is a definite, distinct tappy valve clearance noise coming from it. Definitely not cam chain. That's a very distinctive noise in itself, the cam chain noise. I don't know whether you're hearing it on the mic or not. If I get my helmet just in the right place, sort of move my helmet around, because I never wear earplugs. I'm one of those guys. I like to hear what's going on. Partly why I like this helmet for road testing, because it's technically an open face helmet with some goggles and a bit of a, you know, a face protector. And I like it because I feel like I'm out in the elements and I can hear what's going on. So it's my favourite road test lid. Keep going for another gear and there isn't one. Forget it's only a 404. Just going to give it a little squirt down here and just see what it pulls like. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. I can feel it wanting to keep going. I mean, 50 mile an hour on one of these, you know, that's your sweet spot basically. It'll go faster than that obviously, but you know, cruising along at 50 feels like the perfect speed to me. Now I'm going to turn around at the bottom here and go back the same way, because the lane that I normally go down for road testing is really muddy and I don't want to get this bike absolutely filthy, so I'm going to do a U-E here and go back the same way. Can you hear that tappety noise? Can you hear that? It just sounds like one of them. You can tell, what am I trying to say? You sort of get an ear for it because you know the cams are running at half crankshaft speed, and the frequency of the noise, you can sort of straight away know that it's sort of tappety camshaft related noise, not, you know, small end bearing or crankshaft. Jesus, I can waffle even when I'm riding a motorbike. That sort of tappety noise is, yeah, as you get the revs up, I think it sort of disappears into the... Anyway, wafflage. Thanks guys, I'm not sure whether there'll be more to this video or not. I'm going to redo the valve clearances, probably have another ride on it. you know, check for leaks, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, if you like it, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to do a video, well I'm doing a video every week, and they're all being released midday Friday, or at least that's my plan, and I've managed to keep it up for a few weeks. And then if you really want to support the channel, join the Patreon. There's a link in the description down below. Quite a few people in the Discord group now, which is what you basically, if you become a patron, you get access to the Discord. And there's also this thing called the service database, and there's literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of workshop manuals in there now. Everybody's been uploading stuff that's turning into a massive suppository. Not the right word, I know, but that's what I'm calling it from now on. It's turning into a massive suppository for service information and stuff, so that's pretty useful. So you get access to that, obviously, if you become a patron. Not that I'm trying to sell it to you, of course I am. I want your support. I want to try and keep this thing growing as much as I possibly can. Anyway, waffling. See you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Oh, for frog snacks. I really didn't think I was going to be seeing this camshaft this soon. So, road test, which you were with me for. Could you hear that little tap, 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 tap sound? Got it back in the workshop. Definitely a loose tappet, or that's at least what it sounded like. So I redid the valve clearances, and I say redid the valve clearances. I checked all the valve clearances, and maybe a couple of them were ever so slightly slacker than the 2 thou that they were adjusted to originally when it went together. Can't find anything wrong. It's all exactly as it went together. Cams look perfect. Yeah, there's nothing obviously wrong there. Let me show you the rockers in the cover. So it all looks mint in here too. There are some, there's some slight wear on these rockers. I don't know what it comes out like on the camera. It often doesn't look quite the same. There's this one here on this end has got this little black mark on it, which looks sort of bad, but you can't even feel it with your fingernail. I've got a theory, and I know this is the point where you're all probably screaming at the screen going, Jim, we know what's wrong with this bike. Well, maybe you do, but you don't know what you don't know. And I'm not the authority on these things. There are people with way more experience with these 404s and all the Honda 4s than I've got, and this is possibly something that somebody's come across before. I've got this theory that it's these rocker arms chattering. Now these springs are the right way round. I've triple checked this, and I just know from experience that that's the way they go. I think it's this chattering, these rockers. That's my theory, but I can't test that till I put it back together, and I think I've got a way of proving my point quite eloquently. Let's get it back together and see where we end up. Okay, it's back together, and my theory is confirmed, I think. So I've taken a little slow-mo video with my mobile phone just so you can see, but what appears to be happening is, as the cam pushes on the follower and opens the valve, when it gets to just past maximum lift, it's pushing the rocker arm against the spring on the shaft, and then when the load comes off the rocker arm, when it's on the heel of the cam, it snaps back into place. How weird is that? And it seems to be doing it on 3 of them, on 3 of the exhaust valves, but not on the inlet side. So at least now I know what it is, and I'm not panicking that something's going to break, so the customer can have it back and do a few miles and run the rest of it in. I'm not too worried about that, but I think the moral of the story is, if you're going to replace a camshaft with a new one, or have a cam reground in the way I have, you need to be replacing the rocker arms with new. I think the tiny bit of wear on the rocker arm is causing this. Yeah, what do you think, guys? You're probably all writing in the comments as I'm saying this, well, it's a really common thing, and didn't you know? Well, actually, no, I didn't know. And you know what? You don't know what you don't know. And I learnt something, which is great. That's why we're here. Every day's a school day. So that's that. What to say? I think I'll put it back together. I'm going to road test it again, give it back to the customer, explain that it's going to need rockers if he wants that ticking noise to go away. One of the problems is, though, the cost involved. So I've found on CMS NL there's a set of rockers you can buy. I think they're not genuine Honda. They're, you know, not remanufactured, but, you know, an aftermarket part. By the time you bought the rocker arms, you'd also want to do the lock nuts and adjusters and the springs on the shafts. It's a $400 exercise without any of the labour. Not there's a great deal of labour involved. It's probably an hour's work to pull this cover, swap everything over, put it back together, redo the valve clearances. But it's, you know, I thought I was okay reusing those rocker arms. They looked fine. Turns out that wasn't the smartest decision, and I should have just insisted on new rockers. But in a bid to try and save the guy a few pounds, dollars, whatever you want to work in, seemed like a good decision. Yeah, that's that then. I hope you found it interesting. Subscribe if you will. It's like only 20% of you that watch these videos are actually subscribed. So do me a favour. It's just one little click. I make one video a week, or have been recently, that is out lunchtime Friday UK time. So you're not going to get spammed with loads of stuff. But if you could subscribe, it really helps, because the algorithm, it's your way of saying to Google, oh, I quite like these videos. So yeah, if you can, I'd appreciate it. Anyway, waffleage. See you in the next one. Thanks, guys.